London's rain always had a way of reflecting my heart. My son Daniel once stood beside me, full of dreams, eager to learn everything I knew about the business world. But with time, ambition blinded him. He called my methods old-fashioned, my advice outdated. And one day, he walked away, taking not only my trust, but half of my company's team. Everyone said I should confront him, fight for my pride. But I didn't. I simply watched quietly and waited. Because life has a way of turning pride into lessons. The day Daniel left, the rain never stopped. He packed his office desk while avoiding my eyes. "Dad, I need my own path," he said. I nodded, pretending to understand, though inside I felt something tearing apart. Months turned into years. His new company, Dawson Dynamics, grew fast. Aggressive marketing, big clients, shining headlines. Everyone admired him. They said, "He's a self-made man." But I knew the truth. Every success he built rested on foundations I had taught him. Still, I stayed silent. I watched from afar as he expanded recklessly. Luxury offices, expensive cars, lavish parties. But I also noticed the small cracks, unhappy staff, unpaid suppliers, delayed contracts. When I heard whispers that his empire was struggling, I didn't celebrate. I simply smiled faintly and said to myself, "The time has come." I began buying shares of his company quietly, under different names, through silent investors. One step at a time, his empire became mine. He didn't even notice. 6 months later, Daniel's company was crumbling. Cash flow frozen, employees leaving, and creditors knocking. That's when he called me, for the first time in years. "Dad, I need help." I didn't respond with anger. Instead, I invited him to lunch at my old favorite place, the Royal Oak. He arrived late, looking tired and worn out. "I just need some funding to survive this quarter," he said. I listened quietly, then handed him a folder. Inside were the official papers, stating that I now owned 70% of Dawson Dynamics. His face turned pale. "You bought my company?" "Yes," I said calmly. "Piece by piece, while you were too busy proving me wrong." He couldn't speak. The silence between us was louder than any argument. I didn't need revenge. The truth was enough. Daniel stopped coming to the office for a week. I thought he'd run away again. But one morning he appeared, quiet, humble, different. He entered my office, placed a file on my desk, and said softly, "Teach me again, Dad." I didn't say anything, just smiled. We worked together day after day. Slowly I handed him responsibilities, not power. I wanted him to earn back what he lost, respect, not wealth. Over time, he began to understand why patience matters more than pride. He treated employees with kindness, rebuilt client trust, and managed decisions carefully. One evening, while closing the office, he looked at me and said, "I see now what you were trying to teach me." That single line erased all the distance of years. A year later, Dawson Dynamics was thriving again, stronger, steadier, wiser. But this time, Daniel wasn't chasing fame. He was leading with humility. During the company's annual event, he took the stage and said before hundreds of guests, "I once walked away from my father thinking I knew everything. But today, I stand beside him, because I finally understand that wisdom isn't about age, it's about patience." The audience clapped. My heart felt heavy yet light. I didn't teach him through lectures or punishment. I taught him through silence and consequence. As the applause echoed, Daniel looked at me, eyes glistening, and whispered, "Thank you, Dad, for not giving up on me." And that was the moment I realized. Sometimes silence is the loudest teacher. In the end, life didn't need revenge or anger to make its point. It needed time, silence, and patience. Daniel learned what I always hoped he would, that respect cannot be demanded. It must be earned. I didn't win by taking his empire. I won by giving him wisdom, the kind that money can't buy. And as we stood together, side by side once more, I realized that sometimes the greatest victory is simply watching someone you love finally understand.